So in the 1996 Stanley Cup Finals, Game 2, Stu Barnes scored 7:52 in to tie the game at 1 to give the Panthers some hope. Then, 1 minute later, Billy Lindsay took a slashing penalty. Colorado scored on the power play, and it was 2-1. A couple minutes after that, Terry Karkner took a roughing penalty. Forsberg scored on the power play, and it was 3-1. A couple minutes after that, John Van Frickin' Beesbrook took an interference penalty, and Peter Forsberg scored again on the power play to make it 4-1 at the end of the first period. And the dream of the Florida Panthers winning a Stanley Cup was done. And team never recovered. And I just wonder, I have to wonder if those 3 goals that just happened like that was the same type of moment that last year 3.8 seconds was against Tampa, when all hope of a Stanley Cup kind of went out the door, and maybe the team that core just never recovers. Good morning, Stu. Stu is not feeling well. He is gutting it out. So I wanted to say my little piece there. I said a lot last night. Woke up to 100 comments, 103 comments, and 100 of them agreeing with me, which is so that's some rare. That don't happen very often. So without further ado, as you can tell by the look on Stu's face, there's no cigar, and he's ready. So good morning, brother.
Good morning. All right, so here's the rant. Giving this a lot of thought all night, early this morning. Been looking at some Twitter comments. Okay, so here it goes. Paul Maurice has to go. He is not the coach for this team. Just like Bob Bugner's post-game comments, oh, the boys gave a great effort. You know, maybe we do need a John Tortorella that says these guys fucked up. They played like shit. They lost a 3-goal lead. Fuck them. Okay, anyway. I said Barry Trotz should have been the coach of this team. They made, Zito made his move, whatever. Hey, hats off to Jeff Carter. Yeah, Paul Maurice got the most losses. He's got a lot of wins, but he's got a lot of losses. So I don't like the way this team is going. And I watched your recap last night, and I guess I'm finally coming down to the reality. Patrick Hornquist has to go. We're not going to be able to do Duclair. Now I saw a tweet just a short time before I came on about how the Tkachuk trade killed the chemistry in our locker room. That, Barkov was the brains and Huberdeau was the heart, whatever that comment was. I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, because I'd rather. What is wrong with this team? I mean, 3-0. I'm sending you a tweet a text.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the boys are looking pretty good. I mean, how many games have we totally dominated in the first period? 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 18 shots, whatever, 3 shots for the opposition, and then come back and just blow it.
Yeah, we get, yeah.
What is it, 5 games, 6 games already? That should not happen.
Right.
And I know in the NHL, no lead is safe. Obviously, we've proven it. How many times have we come back from 4-0?
Right.
You can't let your foot off the gas for 1 second. What I'm wondering is, what's going on? Something's missing, guys. What's missing? Am I missing something here? What's missing? Energy, the effort. I mean, I really didn't think we played that bad. Spencer Knight was making great saves. What the fuck happened last night? And you're right. Last night might have been a defining moment for the team. So, yeah, at this point in time, at this point in the season, we're lucky if we get the wild card. So something's got to be done. I mean, you got rid of Gallard after, Gerard Gallant after 11 games for a lot less than this.
Well, we were 11-10, I think. It was 2020, whatever it was.
All
It was
right,
like
whatever.
right,
I mean,
yeah, no, I was thinking about it last night where I was like, this is right exactly the time where Gallant was kaputs. And
but how does Maurice make a comment like that? Saying,
I didn't
something
see
like
what I didn't see
he
what
said something like the boys gave a great effort and whatnot. I mean, he should have been blowing steam out of his ears.
He said what?
I wish I could find the tweet. Someone help me out. But it said something. I was trying to find it before we came on. I probably should have sent it to you when I saw it, but it said something about, the guys gave a great effort or whatever. He didn't come down on him and say they totally blew that game. How the hell did they blow that game? He wasn't as angry as I think he should have been, as a Tortorella would have been. They did a Bob Bugner.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
I don't understand. It just, what would have been if Quenneville? What would have been? We had
somebody
the
mentioned
coach.
that.
We had the coach.
Right.
It's like the hockey gods did not want us to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Burnett wasn't the answer. We know that. I don't care what anybody says. He just was. But I don't know. I don't understand what happened. Maybe Barry Trotz didn't want to come here. I don't know.
Well,
but I would have rather have had Barry Trotz than this guy. I do not like this coach. It's just something that just I can't. I'm just feeling like crap, and my head's stuffed, and I'm just my head's spinning, and I'm trying to wrap myself around what I saw last night after 3-0. I even said to you, I think there was 10 minutes left in the period. I said, we're probably going to get another one. We're going to do another Carolina here. I figured this game was going to be like, 6-1. I figured
4-1. I'm calling the game on the stream. It's 4-1. And I remember saying, it's like, okay, we're under 10 minutes now. Now we're at the point, just get the pucks deep, start eating clock, keep possession. And it was less than 10 minutes. It was 4-1. This game was over. And
you could see it. You could see it when they got that.
You could see it
when they got that second goal, Eric.
Right. You could definitely see it. And on that goal pissed me off more than the other two. I'm going to tell you why. Because, and I'm pissed at Forsling. Somebody, because Forsling's at the side of the net. The puck takes that weird bounce, and Spencer Knight's looking this way. He's looking over here, thinking the puck's there. Forsling's standing right here. Number one, he doesn't say anything to Spencer that the puck's over here. Number two, he stands still as the guy gets the puck and bounces it off of Knight from behind, basically the side of the net.
Riley, brilliant.
He just stood there like frozen. I don't know what the hell happened.
Let me ask you
that
this.
gave them life. And then the third goal was, it was a perfect shot placed over. You'd like to see Knight get it, but it's the same thing with Bob. Like the third and the fourth goal that Knight gave up. Those are the saves where you won't say it's the goalie's fault, but this team needs those saves to win the game. But it would have been a great, amazing save at the same, especially the fourth goal. The dude the dude was like 5 feet away from Spencer with a complete open shot.
Tarasenko.
Right. You're not. No
he ain't missing. I'll tell you. This is where the game turned around. Okay. Nick Cousins on a breakaway has a chance to bury the game.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
They come back and score. How many thousands of times we've seen that happen? That gave St. Louis life.
Yeah. And
That
then
game
look,
is over. Nick Cousins buries that
yeah,
breakaway. And I think that was what? That might have been the second goal.
I mean, think about
I
this.
think the
They
Ryan Riley goal was the third goal, the one that
it
he
was
banked off.
it was
Night.
4-1 with less than 10 minutes left. That game went to overtime, and they never had to pull the freaking goalie. It wasn't even like they didn't have to pull a goalie. And then the overtime. Oh my God. If I see Aaron Ekblad on the ice in overtime one more time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll take a freaking bus down there and make sure he can't make it to the game. You can't put this guy on the ice. And I forgot who it was. Whoever the three people were on the ice when we had possession at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of overtime. I don't care what the names are because I don't remember. If I
It
was
was,
coach,
I
I
know
would bench them
Kachuk, I
all.
know
I would bench
Kachuk
them
was
all
on
for a
there.
game
I think Kachuk and Bennett, but
because
Kachuk stayed out there too long. He didn't get off when the possession changed.
right. Yeah, it was a
Should have
disaster.
had Forsling, uh, either Montour or Forsling, but you are correct. Ekblad should not be on there for overtime. The guy is slow as molasses.
Right.
So that's where the coach comes in.
Right.
And that's why I do not like this coach. I've said it before. Forsling and Montour should be defensive pair number one.
Yep.
And I don't give a fuck, Aaron Ekblad and your big contract superstar, but wearing the A, you should be on second defense because you are not better than those two guys.
No, look,
Today.
today, right. I know people are saying I mean, I still got people in the comments saying he's a cornerstone, top tier defenseman.
He's not the same. His injuries, his leg injuries,
right.
broken leg, ankle,
right.
whatever.
I
He's
mean,
not skating.
No, he's not. Two major leg injuries and the groin this year. I mean, it's just look, and that happens to some player. He was never fast to begin with. You know what I mean? He was adequate. And
Correct.
you can't have those kind of injuries. I don't care who you are. Those type of injuries that are to slow you down a little bit. And then the second one slows you down a little bit. And then now the groin. I mean, it is what it is. He was that, but I think the leg injuries have taken that from him. I mean, it happens. It happened. Look at Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was supposed to be the best thing since Peyton Manning. And with enough injuries, the dude was done and he retired. So we have to come to terms with that, and it sucks. It sucks.
I think either Montour or Forsling, I love Forsling, so I'm biased, would be so much better in the overtime because I also think both of them are better playmakers than Ekblad.
Right.
Forsling especially. There's no better skater on the team than Forsling. So
no.
Whatever. We lost.
Right.
We're just going downhill, man, instead of uphill.
No, it's
okay.
bad.
And now we got this long stretch in Canada.
That's my concern, is that we're going to come back from this road trip done. Because if we don't win 4 out of these 5, I mean, we don't have to, there's no more, we're not in a pace, we're not keeping pace. We have to catch up with the Canadians and the Red Wings. I mean, for holy crap in hell, are you kidding me? And Pittsburgh is winning again, right? And the Canes ain't going to lose for forever. And the Rangers, they'll pick it up at some point. And those are all teams that are going to be fighting for spot 7 and 8. So,
but you know what's going to happen when they go to Calgary? Not expecting any great results in Calgary.
The hat just got lower, man.
So I really don't have that much more energy in me.
I know.
I wanted to just gut it out today and, come on and contribute as much as I can. I do want to say that I finally have reached the reality. I let my heart dictate my thinking, but now reality is set in at 5.3 million. As much as I love the guy, I mean, how much more bad could the locker room be without Hornquist? I mean, it's bad now because these guys should have been on the bench. First of all, Maurice should have called a fucking timeout.
Amen. Kyle, when it's 4-3, Kyle's like, they're not going to call a timeout. Okay.
That's call a
Please.
timeout. Get
Right.
everybody composed.
Yeah. Get
Listen,
Spencer settled
we
down. Be
got
like,
we
look.
got 5 minutes left. We're
Yeah.
one goal ahead. Don't
Right.
fuck up.
Right. Right. Right.
So
And,
that's coaching again.
yeah, no.
So
And I mean, guys were just,
Bill Zito, if you're out there, start getting on the
Mm.
phone with Barry Trotz and see if he wants to come out of retirement.
if, and then, that's the coaching end of it. And then we get to the personnel end of it where, look, we all love Zito and we give him all the praise and all the trust, but the dude straight up gambled on, I don't know what. This is the second, third time now where we can't ice a whole team of forwards. I love the Hubert. I mean, I know we did, the Huberto, that trade, but that put us in a position where we had to make one more move. There was one more move that had to be made. And I guess he rolled the dice that somebody was going to be hurt on LTIRs at some point throughout the entire season. But now, between the fact that Duclair is 3 weeks away, a month away, they're talking Christmas, and the play of the team, man, like I said last night, the list is short of guys that I don't want traded. It's a short list, or that I'm not willing to say, well, it had to happen. You know what I mean? It's a short list. Somebody put a good list in the comments because, I was emotional last night. I wasn't quick-witted, but somebody in the comments in the recap last night put a good list together of, okay, these are the guys we absolutely keep. Because I left out Verhage. I don't want to trade him. But this team needs a massive
Something.
wake up call. And
Yep.
I mean, coulda, shoulda, would a firing of the coach this early on wake this group of players up?
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
I know.
Wishful thinking.
I
Because
know.
I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that agree with me.
No, I just know he has no defenders left. Maurice at this point has nobody left.
I mean, this is supposed to be playoff style hockey. In playoff style hockey, you save the lead,
we're
3-goal
not.
lead.
Okay, let's just say that's the thing, right? But that's not what that was. And I'll say it again. I mean, especially on a night like last night where Barkov was out. Who took the physical lead? Gudis did. It wasn't Kachuk out there stirring trouble and getting guys going and binding bodies and hitting people. Where the hell was where was he last night? And you can't have that in the third period of a game when your captain and Barkov is out. We need somebody to step up. And the only guy that stepped up last night to set any kind of physical tone was Radko Gudis.
Listen, you could just see the momentum building when they got that second goal. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was off the Cousins' failed breakaway that they got their second. But the big unknown is we're assuming that Duclair's coming back, and we got that 34, 5, whatever, how many goals he scored. Who knows how he's going to come back? He might not be back to the way he was.
Well, he won't be. Yeah. I mean,
all I can say is my last comment.
Yeah.
We're in trouble, boys and girls. We're really in trouble right now. We do not look like a good hockey club. That's all I got.
All right, man.
Good luck on the West Coast.
That's the biggest thing now is that let me look at this swing. Let's just look at this. Oh boy. All right, so force through. All right, so tomorrow. I feel like what Stu just sounded like. Are you guys ready for this? We could come back from this trip done, bro. Just done. We play the Oilers tomorrow night at 9:30. Then the very next night at 9 o'clock, we play the Flames. We get a night off, and then at 10 o'clock on Thursday, we play the Canucks. This Saturday night at 10, we play the freaking second place Kraken.
We've always done really well against them.
And then as if it's not, oh my God, dude, it's bad.
Vegas?
No, I'm just gonna keep going on here. Then Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we play the Jets. But then after that, the next three are we play the Red Wings. We finally come home, we play the Red Wings at home. The next, then we have a road game, Tampa, and then the Kraken at home. That's our next 6-7 games. I mean, the way this team is playing, it's a lot of losable games. That's like 7 or 8. I mean, if we don't win 5 of those, considering who we're playing, there you go. Exactly.
Listen,
This
I'm
could get
telling you, Edmonton, Calgary, back to back. I'm predicting 0-2.
There's
sorry.
There's only one alternative. There's only one alternative here, and that is to go slow dog shit bad on that trip. That Zito has to fire Maurice.
No Barkov?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
We ain't beating McDavid in his own barn, and we ain't beating Calgary because Huberdeau and Uyghur are going to step up their game. I'm sure Huberdeau is going to give a pregame speech to Calgary saying, look, we got to kick these fucking guys' ass, and I'm going to score a hat trick that game. Watch. Johnny Hoobity, Hooby Dooby Doo.
Look, and really, and this will be the last thing I'll say. I said this before that game, and then the game went the way it went, and I kind of let him off the hook again. But let's be honest. This team, this Panthers team, knowing all of the circumstances, let Calgary come into their building and get the 2 points. And that says all you need to know about the heart of this team. And to me, I'm at the point.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Right there. Heart. Heart
Blow it up.
of the team. Where is the heart of this team?
Blow it up.
Who is the heart of this team? And that's why I changed 180, whatever, with Hornquist. Because I said keep him for his leadership. You know what?
Right.
Sorry.
No, at this point, you blow this up.
So now I'm on with all you guys saying, yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. The only way we can swing the cap is to get rid of his 5.3. I don't know how Zito's going to pull it off.
Well, unless he does some other blockbuster,
Yeah,
unless he Ekblad. I mean, somebody
get
said
Zadorov, I don't know who's going to want to give us anybody.
Aaron Ekblad contract. Somebody had said that he has
I think he's 7.5 for 2 more years.
Hold on. Aaron Ekblad contract. Somebody had said he has a no move clause, but I don't remember seeing that. Aaron Ekblad signed an 8-year, $16 million contract to Florida Panthers, guaranteed an annual average salary of 7.5. I don't see. I don't see where he's got a no move clause here. I don't remember that. Jeez, Stu's gonna die.
Sorry, guys.
Let me go to Cap Friendly here because I'm more familiar with that site. Somebody in the comments had said he has a no move clause.
I gotta get off, man.
Oh, geez, yeah. All
Sorry,
right,
guys.
All right, I'll finish this up, buddy. I'll see you. Thanks. Yeah, so that's what it is. He's got a no move clause that it wasn't in the beginning of the contract. because he signed it in the 17-18 year. It kicked in last season. So he's got a no move clause for this year and next year, and then it's a modified no move clause the last year. So I mean, look, probably wasn't going to happen anyway, but that just seals the deal. And the guys that we would need to move. I mean, Hornquist has a modified. He'd have to agree as well. I wonder if Ekblad would waive it. He ain't going anywhere. I don't want him re-signed long term, but that we will have to deal with that at some point. But um, I'm a dude that predicted we were going to win the cup, and I'll be very happy to play this clip of me saying blowing it up at the end of the season when we win the cup. Everybody who believes that we're going to win the cup, give a super thanks of $1,000 in this video. Think you're safe. You're pretty well safe. Oh, all right. Poor Stu. I wonder if Stu has the same thing that Barkov has. If they had the same illness, I don't think Barkov will be going on this trip. You know what I mean? If he's not well enough to play last night, who knows what's going to happen? This team is in trouble. While I still got you here, let me bring up the NHL standings because I didn't look after the last. I did the thing yesterday, but um, let's see how bad this is. Huh? How are we ahead of the Oh, I see. So we're tied with the Canadians. We're actually not behind the Canadians, which I'm sure the Canadian fans are loving because you know what? That's it's they have us ahead of the Canadians in the standings, but in reality, we're not because they have more regular, they have 11 wins and we have 10. So, and we have the same amount of points played, games played, and the same amount of points. So the Canadians technically should be ahead of us, to be honest with you. Um, let's look at the playoffs. Let's see. There's the Lightning with 25. Um, yeah, so the three teams in the last spots or the two teams, are the Penguins at 25 points and the Lightning at 25 points. But the Lightning have a game in hand over us, and Penguins, we have a game in hand over them. But we're talking eighth seed. We're talking eighth seed. You can forget the division, the Bruins, we can forget that when you're talking to Panthers. You can forget the division, and you could pretty much probably forget second place. The Leafs won again. They've got 31 points. They got a couple games in hand on us, but we are now at the point of can we get that seventh or eighth seed? And this road trip, uh, forget the two games, the Monday and Tuesday game, Edmonton, Calgary. If you don't get 3 out of 4 points, I mean, I know there's some people might want to say it's early, and and I know I'm going against my cup prediction, but um, there's a reason why there's the theory that when you're out of the playoffs on Thanksgiving, you tend to not make it. Um, they got to get winning here, and I don't know what the answer is. And the last thing I'll say is that if Stu was saying the guy that Maurice said the guys gave effort, et cetera, et cetera. I wonder because it looked like last night to begin the game, it looked like he was playing a more wide open style. And then obviously you saw at the end where we just were not. I just wonder how much of that is him. How much of that is Maurice telling the guys, okay, play this way. All right, shut it down, close it down, play it different. I wonder how much of what we're seeing on the ice is coaching or is just the players themselves as a collective not giving the right energy and effort inconsistently. You know what I mean? And there's no way for us to know that. There's no way for us to know that. But I swear, if I could fly down there and get to practice and just scream, okay, that's what I want to know. Who's responsible for the inconsistency where we look like great for a period, and then all of a sudden we look like ass? Is it all on the players, or is it Maurice changing things in game? Because it's one of those two things. It's one of those two things that's happening. And if Maurice is not blaming the players, then it almost sounds like it's Maurice instructing them to change the way they're playing, which wouldn't make a lot of sense. But at the same point, if they were this inconsistent, it would make a lot of sense for the coach to not be livid at this point. There's no acceptable response from your head coach other than being livid at what happened last night. And I haven't seen the video. I'll have to watch that. I'll do a reaction video to that later on. What is it? It's 9:30. I got a stream for the Dolphins starting at 12:30. All right, guys. Comments. I can't believe where we are at. And I'm really pissed because I did that 20 game review yesterday morning, and I talked myself back into it. I was only wrong by a game. And if you watch that video, I laid it out and I showed what I said for every 20 games. And if I was wrong by one game, even every 20, if I still missed by one the rest of the season, we still ended up with 107 points. But I said the second 20, we were going to go 13-5-2. Well, I guess we got one of the two out last night. This trip is the make or break. This defines the entire season. And if they don't kick ass on this trip, if we come back 2-3, 1-4, something like that, I'm on the fence. I'm on the side to blow it up, because at some point you have to admit it ain't working. I'll give them this trip. I know I said blow it up in this video, and I wouldn't be against it if we woke up to it being blown up. But this trip defines the season. So, all right. Appreciate all support. Hopefully Stu feels better. I'll see you guys again later.